Right, you need to come up with academic sources for this research paper, so I want to help you with a couple of terms. Okay, what does academic mean? The first thing you need to know is that academic is somebody who is not only educated in the area, but is an authority in that area. So there's certain things I have studied that I have written about, that I'm an authority as a doctor with a PhD. I'm an authority on this subject, okay? So an academic source is written by somebody who is an authority on the subject. When you go to do your research, you have to have academic sources for this paper. Wikipedia does not work. Blogs as an academic source do not work. You need to have good academic journals, which means you have to find some sources out there that have been written by somebody who is knowledgeable on the subject. Okay? So the first term that I want you to know is academic source. Now, there's a couple of things that will help you to identify that it's an academic source. One is that you need to know it is not a .com, okay? A .com is not, it does not qualify usually. A .org does, a .edu does, .gov does, and the reason why is because these particular organizations do something called peer review. You need to know this term, so write this down, okay? Peer review means that people who are knowledgeable about this subject, who are an authority on this subject, have read the article and said, it's good to go. It is right. It is accurate. So you have people within an organization who have read it before it was posted and it's good to go. Or within education and it's good to go. Or within the government, it is good to go. So you have this peer-reviewed document, which means people who are knowledgeable on the subject have read it and said it is appropriate, they approve it, okay? It is good material. So you have academic sources that have been written by people who are knowledgeable on the subject, and then you have them peer-reviewed, and that peer-reviewed aspect means that the people who are knowledgeable have read it before it became published. So this stuff is accurate. It's the reason why Wikipedia doesn't work, okay? Anybody can post to Wikipedia, and it's reviewed, but maybe not right away. So, and it's not often reviewed by people who are knowledgeable. They're just kind of checking it out, okay? So that's the reason why it's not used. Now,
sources within at the bottom of the page and go through those.
Yeah, you can, yeah. Now, regarding common knowledge, I want you guys to use this as a definition regarding common knowledge. You might have some information inside of your research paper that is common knowledge, which means that it is known generally by everyone. And here's the gauge that I want you to use regarding common knowledge. You go over to Walmart and you ask 20 people who walk through the door this question, whatever your question is, and they have an answer for it. And if they have the answer for it, it's common knowledge. For example, if you ask 20 people walking through the Walmart, who is the President of the United States, odds are really good all 20 can tell you who the President of the United States is. Common knowledge. But if you ask them, who is the Prime Minister of Canada, they won't know. Okay? So for your audience in this area, that is not common knowledge. Go up to Toronto and ask that question, and you're good to go. But down here, it is not common knowledge. Here's what you need to understand. If your information you're putting in your research paper is not common knowledge, then you must have a source for it, even if you know it, if you are aware of it. If it's not common knowledge, you must have a source for it. Okay? So that's that's the term common knowledge. Everybody hopefully understands that. The final term that I want to talk about is academic voice. Your academic voice is a style that you write in using academic words. Okay? It is your writing style. However, you have put into it, infused into it, academic words rather than, so in other words, no street talk, no slang, no jargon. You have gone and you have researched, used the thesaurus, figured out some good academic words. I'm going to require you for this last research paper to write with an academic voice. Make sure for the midterm you know those 4 terms, okay? Academic voice, it is your writing style, it's the way you write, but you have used academic words in it. So you've not copied someone's academic words, it's still your writing style, but you're using academic words. Common knowledge means that your audience knows this information. Peer-reviewed means people of knowledge have reviewed it and have said it is accurate. And academic source means it's been written by somebody who is an authority on the subject. Okay? All right?